So we're here at the SAAB Chalet at Varazdin International Air Show. We're talking with the representative from Gripen about the aircraft. Can you tell me something in general about the aircraft and why is it the product of choice of 5 air forces currently? Yeah.
Yes, in fact even 6.
Six,
but
yeah.
One is pure lease contract. That's the Empire Test Pilot School in the UK. They're buying power by the hour from Sweden, but they're actually also user. Yes.
So can you tell me something about the aircraft in general?
The aircraft is the latest generation multi-role aircraft, and we believe for Croatia it's the best solution because it's a new aircraft. It provides a long-term solution and it's very cost-effective. On top of that, we also provide offset from SAAB that covers 100% of the value of the potential contract. So it will actually not cost Croatia anything, it will help the country to gain its industry, to get more work and more job opportunities.
So when we talk about the engineering and the SAAB Gripen value as an engineering undertaking, what can you tell me in reference to Sweden and its experience with the fighter?
Yeah, I mean the project has been fantastic for Sweden regards to generating job and technology, because you can calculate the value almost 3 times the value of the project in general. So it has been kind of, if you throw a stone in water you see the rings go out. And it's like that with the technology as well, it spreads. For example, Ericsson, who did the parts of the radar, their mobile cell phone technology actually sprung through the Gripen evolvement. So they really gained their technology knowledge and evolved into mobile phones. So that's a typical example of a good general thing that is actually evolved from the fighter development.
There is a controversy that it's American-based equipment like the engine, avionics, are a problem to some countries with export permits. Is that true?
No, I mean we have a Swedish government that is controlling the full licenses of the full system. The US of course have parts of the system, but it's a normal way of handling licenses. So there is not a general thing. You can never guarantee that a country will get a license, of course, but a normal procedure, and specifically if you're a NATO country or becoming a NATO country, we've never seen any problem. And it's also a equal to equal. So for example, if F-16 is marketed or F-18 is marketed, we have the same rights as they with the licenses, so there's really no difference towards like the US. And there's also a lot of European components as well, so it's both a US and European system, of course.
Regarding the introduction of a new weapon system in an air force, for example, like Croatia, what is your offer there? Is it difficult to introduce a completely...
No, on the contrary. We have a good example in how it was done in Czech Republic. That is done 5-6 years ago now. And it was within a year of the contract, the aircraft were delivered to the Air Force and they started training immediately after. So the training process, if you have a fairly experienced pilot, it doesn't need to be a fast jet. It could be maybe even a PC-9 pilot that flies here in Croatia today. Excellent base for educating a pilot into a Gripen system. So it's very easy to learn to fly. And the system you can learn in the simulator, so you don't need so many flying hours to train the pilots.
So let's conclude. The NG project, at which stage of implementation is it right now?
Yeah, it's still in early development in SAAB, and we currently have kind of basic financing from the government, but it's not a full-fledged project yet. We're also awaiting customers, so like Brazil is important of course, but not essential totally. I mean Sweden will be the base customer for the next 30 to 40 years, and they will sustain Gripen development all through that time.
Can you tell me the offset arrangements with a given country? What do they entail in more detail? With an example, if you can.
Offset is an expression that we actually go away from. We call it industrial cooperation instead. And the SAAB department that is handling the industrial cooperation is quite big, and we are used to do that. For example, the Hungarian program, when they bought or leased by the aircraft, we had a 14-year contract for offset, and after 7 years it was fulfilled, and it covered more than 130% of the procurement sum or procurement of the contract. So it shows that we have a powerful network for the industry and that it is going. So thousands of jobs created, and yeah, the fighters actually pays for more than themselves in the industry and locally, creating works and investments.
Like with Hungary, can you get in more detail in the industries they were
one very good example is that SAAB is a part of a big, powerful investment group called Investor. They own Electrolux as well. Electrolux is producing, refrigerators and other electrical appliances. That factory was moved into Hungary, and that in itself created a lot of, actually several thousand works for Hungary. So that's a good example of how it can be done.
So to conclude, the defense industry can pay its dividends in other ranges of industry?
I mean, in here in Croatia you will see that actually the value of the contract will be paid by the offset that we provide, contracted and must deliver. So it is actually a win-win situation.